The first great disappointment of my life was when no one came to tell me that I had magical powers. That was like my thing when I was a kid. I really wanted to believe in magic. And because I was looking around and thinking like there's got to be something more to this, you know? And then after a certain age it becomes inappropriate to believe in magic, and it's much more polite to believe in God, so... and I would get flickers, you know, I would get flickers of something, right? Like, I think we've all felt it, and it's almost like a flame, like, sputtering, and it fails to catch hold, you know, and the moment passes, and you think, like, I was just being a little delusional, or the weather was really nice, or something. And then after that, you have a few options, you know, for what to do with your life. You can try to become really beautiful, or you can try to be really liked, you can try to be successful. If none of that is your thing, you can do drugs. Yeah, and or you can get really into mindfulness. You can get really into mindfulness, where if it gets really dark, you can try yoga. That was the third great disappointment of my life, by the way. I was so pissed when I did pigeon pose for the first time and I didn't release all my childhood trauma. It's not like the dissatisfaction leaves you, you know, like it lingers, it just looks different. Like online I see all the time, have you seen the memes that are like, I was not born to labor under capitalism, I was made to lay by the river and eat fruit, kind of thing. Or, you know, like we're also depressed because there's no more vitamins in our food anymore. Did you know that? We got rid of all the nutrients. No, we weren't made to know this many people, and the reason why our self-esteem is so bad, right, you know, is because we have access to all these people and we're still so lonely and blah, 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 and like we know there's a problem. But it's scary to just say there's a problem with life itself, you know, that's not good for people. So you make the problem smaller. You make it more narrow and more superficial, you know. And what happens when you make the problem smaller is that what you want gets smaller. You know, what you hope for, what you dream for gets smaller. So the one great wish for your life becomes just to be okay. Or to be happy like once a week or something. Or to tolerate yourself. Like I see people get older and they just tolerate themselves. Like they've never had a chance to really feel like they're good. But you know, like think back to when you were a kid and you saw a shooting star or something, or you're about to blow out a birthday candle, you know, and what was it that you wished for? Like what was the wish? You know, think about it right now. What was the wish? You know, like no laws of physics need to be obeyed, no caveats. What was the wish? And go deeper, you know, what's the wish? What do you really wish for? And I think all of us, like every single person deep down, has this terrifyingly enormous wish to be totally happy. And I think most of us probably want other people to be happy too. You don't really want to watch anyone be in pain anymore. And it's a terrifying wish if you don't think it's possible. But here's the big secret. If you want the wish to come true, you have to become someone who makes wishes come true. Like you have to devote yourself to becoming a wish giver. Like, you know that phrase, wherever you go, there you are? Like, you can look under every rock in the world for God or magic or whatever it is you want to call it, and you're only ever going to find yourself. Like, it's you know? Like, an altar is just a table until you get down on your knees and you pray. And you do it again, 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 and then someday, you know, that table could bring you to tears just to be close to it. You treat the world as extraordinary and it becomes so. You treat the world as extraordinary and you become so. And you have to be extraordinary, you know, if you're going to be a wish giver, you're granting wishes. You've got to care about more people than you ever thought you could care about. And, you know, if that's your path. And it's not abstract. Like, it looks like when someone calls you, you pick up the phone, you know. And when someone asks you for food, you give them food. And when someone asks you for forgiveness, you give them forgiveness. And it's hard, you know, but you do it with as much joy and zeal as you currently have, And you do it as the wish giver. You do it to make their deep, their true wish, come true. That's why you pick up the phone, and that's why you lend a hand. And I know it's hard. Like, have you noticed it's hard to love people? Have you noticed it's hard to do the right thing, Like, it's because everybody has this knot around their heart of me and mine. Like, you can feel it choking every thought you have. Like, if I protect me and I protect mine, I'll be happy then. That's the narrowest pipe you could squeeze happiness into, Like, if you were smart, you'd kill that. Because if you get rid of that, then everybody's joy becomes your joy. And everybody's pain could trigger compassion. And I know you fail 99% of the time. I fail 99% of the time. Like, you try not to get angry, and you get angry, you try not to get angry, and you get angry, you try not to get angry, and you get angry, and you try not to get angry, and then there's suddenly nothing to be angry about, and you look back on the past 200 times you got angry, and you see how it was leading you here. It was helping you get here, and you look back, and it was just a dance. Like, it was choreography you were doing, And you had to take that shape 1,000 times before you could really feel it. That's how dancing works. And you try to see God and you can't. You try to see God and you can't. You try to see God and the flame sputters. You try to see God and you release your childhood trauma in pigeon pose. So if no one has been the person who's going to tell you yet, like, if you haven't met that person yet, I'll be the one to tell you, like, that wish is possible. Like, the deep shooting star wish is possible. And I know it's uncomfortable to believe in that again, and you just have to try, and then someday you'll meet people who have already done it, and then it's no big deal, And when it gets hard, you can think, just like right now in this moment, how many people all over the world are making their big wish on a shooting star, Blowing out the birthday candle, and they're wishing for what they really want. And you don't have to do it just for you, Those people are going to need you to tell them that it's possible someday. So when it gets hard, you don't have to just do it for yourself. You can do it for us. Thank you.